That was 25-pound fish. It was a little over 40 inches long, huge fish. And so Old Hickory was impounded in the mid-50s. So really just 5 years after that reservoir was impounded, this fish was caught. So she got all the splendors of the productivity that a new reservoir has to offer, all the forage that was there, so grew exponentially. And if you look at the old records of walleye in those systems before impoundment, there was a lot of double-digit walleye and stuff, so it's probably more of a southern strain walleye than what we have today, which is more of the Ohioensis strain that have been stocked through the several decades because it was easier to get those. So that is pretty dynamic about the record fish there. That is a world record, like you said. It's been there since 1960.
Yeah, it's crazy. And we always like to remind people that those reservoirs have a life.
Yes.
And that productivity can decrease over time.
Absolutely.
And it's one of the reasons for stocking programs across the state of Tennessee.
It is. And it's, that's on point for sure, Mimi. And that's one of the biggest things that we've had to augment fisheries populations just because reservoirs, as they get older, like you said, the habitat degrades. The water quality can change as far as turbidity, can be more clear, which that favors some species over others. And so there's just, again, a lot of dynamics to these unnatural systems.
I'm sorry your job's so hard.
But
thank goodness that you all have knowledge of that and that scientific background to understand reservoir change over time and those stocking. And we'll dive in a little bit more to stocking.
Yes, yes, for sure.
Because the work that you all do is amazing there, and it's really reflective in angler surveys and more. But let's go back to that fish. I think about that luminicide. That for me, that's a telltale, and it's so interesting. But go into some of that range that we find the walleye and why they do so well in Tennessee.
It's really amazing what a big distribution they have in North America, and especially the United States. The northern range is all the way into Canada. And then if you really wanted to put a barrier of the Rocky Mountains to the west and the Appalachian Mountains to the east, they fall down in a triangle shape all the way down to the Mobile Basin, down through Georgia and Alabama. Tennessee, of course, being recipients there of being hosting native walleye populations, as did Georgia and Alabama. So there's a great big distribution that they have. And of course, I would still consider Tennessee to be in that southern range, which means we get to see greater growth rates than they would up in the Canada, Great Lakes area. There's incredible fisheries up north of walleye, but obviously with a world record that long, they have more opportunity through more heated days to grow at a larger size here.